Hello everyone, what a beautiful day. It's unbelievable. It's a real summer day. We're on the eve of the solstice and it's just wonderful to have sunshine and blue skies. We've had a week of misery, grey, miserable, clammy, chilly, everything except proper summer. So, first of all, before I do anything, I just want to say a big round of applause to the people of Albania. Perfect example of people power in action. They've managed to stop that horrific development going ahead, and I just send them my admiration and congratulations. I think we all need to take a leaf out of their books. And my daughter's coming to visit next week with the boyfriend who hasn't been here before, so I want everywhere to look beautiful. And so we've been so busy getting ready, and I'm just doing a bit of scything here in the bee garden because I don't really like to use a strimmer because it's very noisy. So I'm just doing a little bit, and then I'll show you around the garden, give you a garden tour for the summer solstice, and really it's me making a mental list of all the things I have yet to do. Should have kept on top of this, but this is the sort of place that will be nothing happening 1 minute, the next time you look it's knee high, and then you look again and it's shoulder high. So with the scythe it gets through it pretty quickly. So that's what I have to do, is finish this and rake it up, and I'll show you what I'm going to do around the rest of the garden. So this is our wild meadow at summer solstice. All the trees are really going for it. They're so tall now. And these trees have only been here for maybe 6 years. So really proud of them. They're so tall, they're so healthy, they're standing up straight against the wind. It's just wonderful to see them. And this little patch of Rosa rugosa, I think it was 2 plants went in there, and they've just scrambled all the way up over the big rock, and they're kind of colonizing that area. But it's so beautiful because we get the roses, we get the rose hips, and we get this beautiful colourful show. I think because we leave a lot of our garden wild, because we want to encourage, animals and insects to make their homes here. There's lots of little frogs hopping around, and the consequences are it can get to this unruly level, but it's worth it because we've got so much more bird song, so many more insects. You can't go out without bumping into a butterfly. So I think it's worth it for the mess is worth it for the life and abundance. But let's go up to the more manicured areas. Come on, dogs. Come on. So we've got lots of nettles there and there. They're absolutely everywhere, to be honest, and it is difficult at times because you can be stung unexpectedly. But the thing is about the nettles is I'm going to cut these and dry them for the chickens because it makes an excellent chicken food. But also the nettles are home to about 6 different types of butterflies, caterpillars. So I don't think we've got any yet, but you often see lots of black little caterpillars on them. And you think, what on earth are they? They look so unappealing, but they're actually red admirals and painted ladies and other types of butterfly larvae that become caterpillars. So if you can leave your nettles as long as possible, it gives them a chance to develop and turn into butterflies and make everywhere even more beautiful. This archway is completely taken over now with the wild rose and ivy. All of this needs to be cut back because it's getting to the point where you have to bend down to come through the archway. So here on the front drive, the valerian is beautiful, but it's coming to an end now, and then it starts to smell, so that will have to be cut down quite soon. All the daisies, the oxeye daisies, they just self-seed everywhere. A lovely friend of mine gave me the seeds, about, I don't know, 25 years ago maybe. And she probably thought it was quite amusing because these daisies grow everywhere along the roadsides, but I didn't have any, I had nothing in my garden then, nothing. And ever since she gave me a little handful of seeds to toss around, they've just popped up everywhere. And sometimes I don't like to take them down, but sometimes I have to because they might be in the wrong place. But they just pop up everywhere, so, they're just so cheerful and so wonderful to see them. It's amazing how things pop up. You know, you plant something and then you never see it again, and then suddenly it's right at the other side of the garden. So what we've got here is Dyer's chamomile by the looks of it, which I planted at the back of the house near the greenhouse. And here it is, it's landed over here. So all the driveway needs to be trimmed. And I've just potted up a little plant pot with some cheerful geraniums because they're so beautiful and bright. And I love the smell of privet. It's so fresh and summery. It takes me back to my childhood, rolling around under hedges in fields and on grass. And this smell is just so, it just triggers my brain of memories of childhood and the joy of being outside in nature, which was so different when we were on holiday to when we were at home in England. So I love the privet, but that needs a good trim. It's getting tatty looking. And then if we just go this way, we've got some climbing clematis and honeysuckle. And it's so odd because it climbs up and it goes into the shed and then it finds its way out again. So it's coming up through the gutters now. And this is a new bed that Lol has just built. And I've planted it up with some globe artichokes and some calabrese and nasturtiums. So the globe artichokes need a large space. They need about 3 foot. So I've got 3 in there and I've squished 2 into this old bed, which I had to put them out. So I haven't even prepared that bed. I just had to stick them in because they'd been in pots for too long. That there is a climbing hydrangea. Some years it flowers and some years it doesn't. And it's tried to put out some flowers, but they haven't actually popped yet. So we might see some later on. And then this is the way down to our veg bed area, and the polytunnel is straight ahead. And again, we've got more Rosa rugosa that are just going wild. And this is a big thistle that's arrived, and I'm going to find out which thistle it is, because a lot of these thistles have been popping up lately, and thistles are generally good for the liver. So I'm going to investigate what kind these are, because obviously there's the message coming because they're just popping up everywhere. So I don't want to take this last one down in case it's going to be beneficial and medicinal for me or for Lol or for somebody. I've also got lots of wild carrot in here. All of this is coming out today because I'm going to sow some lettuce and other salad greens here because it's quite close to the house then. So that'll all be transformed by the end of the day. This is a little woodland, and we call this the spirit garden because we just leave it to its own devices. We don't interfere down there. We let the land spirits and the plant spirits do as they wish. and it's becoming very, very overgrown. There was a lovely stone stepway going down that Lol built about 10 years ago, and the trees are just, you know, they're so young, but they're getting so big. I'd say between 6 and 10 years for most of the trees in this garden, and yet some of them are as if they've been here for decades. So one of the things that is lovely though is that when you look down and it curves, the stone steps curve around to the left, and you get, I don't know, it's like you just don't know what's around that bend. It's magical, it's mysterious. And the light shining through the trees is always interesting because it's either dappled, shadowy, or it's bright and green like it is today. So it's a mysterious place. It's a magical, mysterious place. So this is our vegetable growing area. The potatoes are coming along, the onions are coming along. We just harvested some beans and peas from here, and a lot of work still to be done in some areas of this part of the garden. So the work I'll be doing now the next few days is, as I said, that little bed up there, and then everywhere on the path needs to be trimmed. This clutter needs to be removed because that is from these logs were being kept, and I don't know why they're being kept. Lol likes to keep hold of everything in case it comes in handy. So they will come in handy, but we're going to move them out of here so we've got a clearer space, and take out all these docks because, you know, they flop into the veg beds, and the next thing you've got docks growing in the veg beds as well. That beautiful flax, I got that and it was in a pot, and it was a lovely ornamental flax, and I just thought, oh, I don't really like things in pots. I feel as if they're being constricted when they can be bigger. So we put it out and it's grown, and it is too big for that space. So we're going to take it out, break it up at the roots, and dot smaller versions of it in the bee garden. And then I'm so pleased with the sycamore tree that's growing there. Some people think sycamores are like weeds, and they try to take them out or get rid of them, but I just think they're beautiful. And one day we might have a little bench there to sit in the shade and watch the vegetables growing. So we've got some peas growing here and some onions, and you might think it looks pretty overgrown with weeds, and it is. I do pull out the horsetail whenever I'm around, but the dandelions, I've left them because they are a crop in themselves, because I can harvest the leaves and the root. I'll get the root in the autumn, but I can take the leaves any time if I want a cup of dandelion tea. So some weeds I do pull out, but I leave the dandelions because they're just too beneficial to be pulling out and wasting. And this is the garlic bed, and it's almost ready for harvesting now. As you can see, it's going kind of yellowy brown. I can still use these. Oh look, you can tell now it's ready. So I will have to harvest those maybe later on and hang them up. And this is the fruit cage. Unfortunately, as you can see, these black currants are growing out of the cage. They're ready for harvesting, so I'll get those later. And the fruit cage has actually, I must admit, it's been a bit neglected because the main priority was to protect the fruit from the birds. And so the weeds underneath have got a bit out of hand. They need to be sorted out. And then I'm going to go in and feed the soil while everything is beginning to fruit. And this is something new. This is Lol's genius plan to fill the water tank so that we've got water very easily, readily available for the chickens and for the crops. And he's put a guttering here. He's put this perspex roof on, and the rain comes along the gutter into the water tank. So already we've got about 5 or 6 inches. But that's a lot of water in a thing this size. So it's working. That's really good that it's working. So I'm going to show you the herb garden now, because things have grown in there since we last looked at it. Come on, Brock. Before we get to the herb garden, I'm going to bring you to the polytunnel. But the smell of these, the fragrance from these dianthus is so beautiful. And oh my God, they're fantastic. And what is lovely about these is they are just so easy to save the seed and sow the seed, and you get another beautiful crop. And they are perennial as well. So if you can get your hands on any dianthus, for the fragrance and the beautiful colours, I'd say they're one of the best and easiest garden flowers to have. Oh God, it's lovely. So we'll just have a quick nip into the polytunnel. So we had to overhaul the polytunnel because the plastic had been off. We still haven't done that. We have done that side, but it needs to be redone because the couch grass just keeps coming. But fortunately, we've got 3 beds that we're growing in, and the tomatoes are coming along, and the cucumbers are coming along, and the strawberries. They're all making babies. They're making more babies, and they're all ready now to be cut off from their mothers and taken away, and then we can start potting up the extra babies. So I've got I must have tripled or quadrupled the number of strawberries by rooting the babies. So next year we will have pounds of strawberries. And these were all very early fruiting. I can't remember the name of them. But next year we'll go, or even this year if possible, get some strawberries that fruit later and later, so that we can have a more summer-long harvest of strawberries instead of just early summer. Look at Jazz, she's looking for an alpine strawberry. Oh, here's one for Lol. Oh, here's 2. Here's 3. Look at them. They're so tiny. They're so tiny, but my God, they've got some taste. Let's go to the herb garden. Oh, I've got a beautiful David Austin rose here. I can't remember the name of it. It's got a lovely citrusy perfume. Unfortunately, it tends to be growing on the other side of the trellis. So we're not seeing as many beautiful flowers. But you know, even the dropped petals are just so beautiful to see. these are Jerusalem artichokes, and I got a handful of tubers from my first teacher, Judith, and they've kind of taken over. And I forgot to dig them out last year, so there's even more of them. But they're very nutritious, they're very medicinal, and they make beautiful little sunflowers when the flowers come out. As does this elecampane, which is, I have this in the herb garden. It's going to make a beautiful sunflower head. It's excellent. It's a wonderful remedy for all respiratory complaints. It's fantastic. So we've been here before, but here at Summer Solstice, I just wanted to check on the new plants that I put in about a month ago and see how they're getting on. And they're coming along, they're growing. Lemon balm is growing. This is a new one, Gypsy Wort, and the marshmallows are growing. And I've got some St. John's wort here. Normally, you would expect it to be in flower for the summer solstice because it is the plant associated with the summer solstice. But it's very young and very new, so possibly that's why it hasn't flowered yet. But there is one in here, just next to the apothecary rose. And of course, roses are very much summer solstice. It's this I've got 2 apothecary roses, and look at all the buds that are just ready to burst into flower. It's just the most stunning rose bush. And there's some lavender, there's some wood sage, there's motherwort, there's lady's mantle. One of those magical plants, still has these little drops of liquid on the leaves, even though we're at noon, we're past noon, and it's a hot day. Those little tiny sparkling drops of liquid, nobody knows what it is. They're always there. And the foxgloves, look how tall this one is. I planted some foxgloves from seed I'd saved 2 or 3 years ago, and I had a beautiful display of foxgloves, and then that was the end of it. I never saw them again. And then this year they've all germinated again. You know, the seeds that were fallen have germinated. And here I've got wormwood, incredibly aromatic. It makes your mouth wince even just smelling it on your hands. It's so astringent. And then I've got some more elecampane there. And in here, I've got some culinary herbs. I've got oregano and marjoram. They're medicinal as well. They're all antibacterial and antiviral. This wild carrot self-seeded itself, and it's just so pretty. I've left it. I don't actually use it as medicine, but I've left it in here. And then valerian and calendula. And the goldenrod, of course, when this goes into flower. So, I have lots to do, as you can see, lots of tidying up and trimming and weeding. And while we're blessed with this good weather, I think I'll get on with it. But as a special surprise, oh, look at the thyme as well. The thyme is coming into flower. I need to harvest some of this immediately. And then over here, do you remember some months back I did some propagating? And here are my little rosemary cuttings that have rooted. I'll just take these weeds out. So I've got 3 new rosemary plants. So everything is coming up and looking okay. There's a few vegetables that have been nibbled. Whoops, dropped that strawberry. So, as it is the summer solstice, to celebrate the summer solstice, all my courses are going to have 20% off until the end of June, and you can go to the website and you use the code Substack20, and that will get you a 20% off at the checkout. So I hope you will consider doing a course, because we all need to know more about medicinal plants and become responsible for our own health. And it is just such a pleasure to grow them. Look at all the different shapes of leaves, the different shades of green, the different coloured flowers. Just being in a herb garden is so good for you. It's so uplifting. So I better get to work doing all this weeding and scything and raking and everything else. So I wish you all the best for summer solstice, and hope we all get some good weather to celebrate. See you later. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website danusirishherbgarden.com for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.